so glad you guys are here. It's so fun to do yoga with real people and friends at home, Silver Sneakers group, yoga. Happy that everyone's here. We're just gonna start in our chairs, just breathing. We might even want to close our eyes, but we don't have to. And we'll just sit up tall, let our back rest on the back of the chair. We'll give our minds a time to come into the room with our bodies and settle in. This is great that we've taken this time just for ourselves, just to do this, just to breathe. So we'll start to make our breath a little bit longer, a little bit slower. And we'll try to keep that going all through our class today. And sometimes when we're here breathing, we might think, when are we going to do something? Well, this is it. The breathing is the most important thing that we'll do today. So if all we do today is breathe in our chairs, we're doing great yoga. So let's keep breathing, keeping our breath long, a little bit slower than usual. I do have a little theme for our class today. It's super short. You know you. So that just means that you know what's right for you, whether doing yoga, whether in your life, you know what's best. And while we're breathing, while we're settling in here, I want to say happy birthday to two of our people here. Ronis, it's actually her real birthday today, so happy birthday. And Mike's birthday will be Sunday. Happy birthday. It's a yoga party, okay? It's a total party. And we're gonna do some sun salutations today, which sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So we're gonna try to make it really flowy today. So let's begin just by scooting to the edge of our chair, and we'll start with our range of motion, sitting up tall. Hands can be anywhere you want. We'll just bring our chin down to our chest, and then we'll look over our right shoulder, just really gently, no pushing or straining with the neck. Then gently we'll tip our ear to the right, let our head slowly roll around, ear to the left, chin to the left, and chin comes to the center. And let's do it again. Chin to the right, ear to the right, roll the head, ear to the left, chin to the left, chin to the center. And we'll just reverse that. Chin to the center, chin to the left, ear to the left, roll the head, ear to the right, chin to the right, chin to the center. And one more time. Chin to the left, ear to the left, roll the head around, taking your time, ear to the right, chin to the right, chin to the center. And then we'll just take a breath, straighten our head. And now let's just do the same thing with our arms. So we might want to press our knees together, but we don't have to. Whatever feels good. And we're just going to pick up our right arm, keeping the palm facing our body until we get about here, just wherever you want. Then flip the palm, and we're just going to let our hand come on down our back. Then come on back up, flip, and down. We're going to do this 2 more times. So great for our shoulders, like feeling those little clicks and pops as we increase our range of motion. And just do this on your own breath, just breathing. One more. You don't have to match me in any way. And up, and back down. And let's just wiggle. And then we'll begin with our left. So palm facing our side, arms up, flip it, back down, straight up. And we're just keeping our shoulders facing forward as best we can. Again. One side feels really different than my other side. I don't know if you guys are that way too, but it's fine if you are. Last time. Okay, now we'll just wiggle our shoulders again. Let's take them back and then forward. Okay, then let's stretch our arms out like we're holding a ball or a block in between our hands, and then we'll bring our shoulders up, back, down, squeezing the shoulder blades together, forward, up, back, down, forward, and we'll freeze here and go backwards, up, forward, and down, backwards, up, forward, and down. Well, let's just let our arms dangle and swing around. Okay, now we're going to pick up our knee. We can hook like our elbow behind our knee and hold our hand, or we can hold our knee with both hands, whatever feels good to us. And then we're just going to straighten the leg as best we can. It doesn't have to be all the way straight and down. This is about range of motion of the knee and not how straight our legs are. And now we're going to hold this a little longer, turn our heel to the inside, go up, heel out, heel down, heel over, up, out, down, freeze, make sure we're sitting up tall, up, heel in, heel down, heel out, up, in, and down. Okay, we'll put that foot down on the ground and let's give it everything a little stomp. Sit up tall, and let's grab the other one. So again, we can hook our elbow and hold our arm, or we can hold our knee any way that feels good. And we'll just start with up and down, straightening, making sure we're sitting up as tall as we can. And then turning our heel to the inside, we'll make that rectangle up, out, down, in, up, out, down, in, and when we get here, we'll go back up, out, down, and wait, this is the same way. Heel comes to the outside, oh whatever, you guys know what you're doing. Go back around the other way. I'm confused. Okay. And then we'll let that foot come down, give it a little bit of a stomp. And today we're going to do our waist range of motion in our chair also. So we're just going to lean forward a little bit, and then look down, and now we'll look over to the right. We'll tip our elbow to the right, and then we'll circle, elbow to the left, look to the left, and come on back and look at your knees. One more time, looking to the right, then elbow to the right, circle with our back, elbow to the left, look to the left, and look at our knees. And we'll reverse. So looking to the left, elbow to the left, circle, elbow to the right, look to the right, down at our knees, and this is our last time. Looking, elbow, circle, elbow right, look right, and look on down. Okay, now we're going to do range of motion hips, and this could still be done in the chair, lifting the knee and coming out, and just making the circle as best you can. Or if possible, we can stand up and hold one side of our chair. So you can choose how you'd like to do this. Sorry. If you're standing, we'll just pick up the knee that's away from the chair. And then we'll open it to the side, and then maybe point the knee down, and then stretch it back. So yeah, we can do this chair or standing, open to the front, open, knee down, and knee back. Front, open, down, and back. And when we're back, we're gonna freeze. We're gonna bring it out to the side. Knee open, front, down, to the side, open, front last time. Down, back, down, side, open. Can we balance for a breath maybe? And then put our hands down. Let's hula our hips because that's a lot on the standing leg too. Good for both sides. And then we'll just come on around, other side of our chair. And we'll just pick up the foot on the outside, the knee, and take a breath. And then open, knee down, knee behind, knee forward, open, down, behind, forward, open, down, behind, and forward, and we'll stay behind. Okay, knee down, knee out, to the center, back, down, out, center, and this is the last one. Back, down, out, center, maybe hover and take a breath, and then we'll put our knee down. And let's do a little hula with our hips. Okay, so very nice. We'll sit back down, up and down today. We'll try not to be up and down too many times. And we're just gonna take our feet a little bit wider apart, maybe as wide as the legs of our chair. And holding on to the sides, we're just gonna let our knees go one way and then the other way, like a windshield wiper. Making sure you're far enough back that you're not gonna slide off the edge of your chair. And then we'll press up on our toes, lift our heels, just up and down a couple times. Then we'll leave our heels down and lift up our toes. I like to walk about a step forward to do that. It feels more comfortable. Sitting up tall, our core is engaged, and our shoulders are still relaxed. Okay, nice. Now, we're just gonna twist one way or the other. It doesn't matter, just look around behind your shoulder. And then other way. And now we're just gonna bring our knees in and then out. So we're kind of rolling over the edges of our feet, in and then out, in and out. And while we're doing that, we're gonna windshield wiper with our hands. So let's stop our knees now and just windshield wiper, windshield wiper, windshield wiper, windshield wiper. Now, can we turn our knees in and out, in and out, in. Okay, good, good. Okay, now can we out and in our hands while we windshield wiper our legs. So let's get our legs going, back and forth, and now out or in and out. Okay, this is not bad. We can easily do this. Sometimes I set up things that are like so hard no one can do them. But today, pretty doable. This is your birthday present. We can do this. Yeah, it's It's not easy though. Okay, now we'll stop and we'll just cat and cow. So when we cat and cow, we're gonna put our hands on our knees and just shine our heart forward, keep our look straight ahead. Even though we're sticking everything out, our chest and everything out, our core is still engaged. We're not just letting our belly hang out. And then we're gonna curl everything back. So bringing our belly button toward our spine, our shoulders come up, we can look down, and then we shine our heart forward again, and then curl under. So just do a couple of these on your own breath. So when you inhale, come forward, and when you exhale, curl down. So you don't have to match me. Just do it on your own. Let your breath lead you. And we'll do one more each way. Okay, then we'll just stretch our arms up on an inhale and down on an exhale. So again, you don't have to match me. Breathing in and breathing out. One more time. Okay, now, this can be done in a chair. We're gonna do a sun salutation. So just stay in your chair for a sec. I'll show you how that would look in a chair. And then if you want to stand up and do it, we can do that too. So in a chair, it will be arms up, arms down, and lean a little forward. And then pushing your hands forward, and it would be great if they could be on something. So if we don't have a little table or something in front of us, we'll just press on our knees, let our head come down, kind of like cat and cow we just did, and then we'll just come on back up. So that is the seated version. The standing version, if you'd like to stand with me, we're gonna face the side of our chair. And we'll just do like this, and you can do either way. Inhale, our arms come up. Exhale, hands come down, and we can put our hands on the chair as we look forward. Then we can take a little step back and let our head look down. Then we'll step forward and arms come up. So let's do that again. Arms come down, hands on the chair, look forward, step back, look down. This is like down dog pose. Then stepping forward, looking forward. We call this half lift. And then we'll just rise our arms all the way up. And we can bring our hands on down to our heart or down to our sides or anything we want to do. Okay, let's do one more. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the chair. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step back, look down. Just feel that stretch between your shoulder blades. Inhale, step forward, look forward. And exhale. If you want to bend the knees a little here when you stand up, you could. And then we'll just come on back to mountain pose, which is where we're just it looks like we're just standing, but really everything's engaged. We're pulling up through the arch of our feet, our kneecaps lifted, everything's good. Our shoulders, we'll bring our shoulders up by our ears and then back down. So mountain pose, even though it looks like, oh, just standing with nice posture, you're really working, right? Everything's working on us. And if you're sitting, it's the same. You're pulling everything up. Shoulders are up, nice. Okay, so that was sun salutation A, and now sun salutation B is just a little different. I'm just gonna stay on this side of the chair because it just doesn't matter. So, but you can see okay. Okay, so we're gonna sit down into chair pose. So there's lots of variations of chair. Our legs could be together, and we're just gonna stick out our bum and put our hands on our knees. Or we could lift up our arms. So chair, your back could be kind of straight and your knees bent, or your knees could sink down a little lower. So this is chair, and hands on knees is good, hands on chair is fine. Then we're just gonna kind of straighten our legs, and when we do that, we'll put our hands on our chair and look forward. Then we'll step back into down dog again. And this time we're just gonna step 1 foot forward. So it's going to be my right foot is coming forward by the chair, and I'm gonna just bend that chair. So if you're, sorry, I didn't show the chair part. If you're in your chair, you're just stepping your foot forward, 1 foot forward. So perfectly fine to do in a chair. Then, wherever we are, we're just gonna lift up our arms and look forward. So if we're in our chair, it'll look like this. And if we're standing next to the chair, our knee will still be bent, and maybe we can lift up our arms. Maybe our arms would rather be with our hands on our hips. That's fine too. Okay, now, wherever we are, chair or standing, we're just gonna turn sideways and open our arms out, warrior two. Yep. And again, hands on hips, just fine here. Okay, then we're going to put one hand on the chair, the hand that's closest or your knee, and the other hand goes up. If this doesn't feel good, hand can be right on the back or on the hip. And we're just maybe twisting our head and looking up a little bit. Yes, nice. Okay, this is side angle. And then we'll come on back up to warrior two, wherever, here in a chair. Then we're gonna turn both our toes forward. So if you're on a chair, it will look like this. The legs are straight now instead of bent, or straight-ish, and just let your head come on down. If you're seated, it will look like this, and you'll be kind of holding the chair and leaning forward. Okay, so that's pyramid pose. Either way. Okay, nice. Then we're gonna step both feet together, look forward, and then sit back into chair. So we'll just bend our knees like we're sitting. It can be a little tiny bit or a lot, and then we'll just lift our arms up, and we'll just straighten up. So if you're seated doing chair, you're just gonna really, really bend your knees and think about sitting. Okay, so let's do that again. This time we'll bring the other leg forward. So our arms can come up, our hands can be on our hips or knees, and we'll come into chair pose. And then we'll straighten our knees, hands go down onto our chair. And when we put our hands on our chair, we can hold the sides, or we can put our hands down flat. Either way. Then we'll look forward, we'll look down, take a step back, down dog. And this time we're gonna step forward with our left foot. So if we're in our chair, that's right, we're bending our knees. Then slowly we're gonna rise up. Maybe our arms come up with our front knee bent, our left knee bent. Maybe our arms come on our hips. And maybe we're holding the chair. Lots of ways to do this. Then we're gonna open up to warrior two. So it's fine if you see the back of me. We're just gonna stretch out our arms. Maybe hands on the hips feels better. And if we're in a chair, of course, our knees are bent and we're stretching out our arms. Okay, now we're gonna bring our left hand down to the chair, keep our left knee bent, and our right arm can either come up over our head or it can come our hand on hip. This is side angle. And then we'll come back to warrior two. Hands out, hands on hips. And then we'll look forward at our chair and make both our toes point forward as we forward fold on down to pyramid. So our legs are kind of straight now. We're just stretching our head down. If you want to, you can come down in your forearms here. Just breathing, and then Placing the hands back up, we'll look forward, we'll step forward, and we'll rise all the way up. Oh, sitting down in chair. I forgot the sitting. And then stand up and come on back. Let's take a breath. Okay, so while we're standing, let's do tree pose. If you're seated and you're doing tree pose, you're thinking about balancing, and you're stretching your arms forward and then up. That would be seated tree, then cactus, or any other thing you want to do. If you're standing in tree, we'll just come where we can touch the back of our chair, and we'll get strong in our leg that's next to our chair. And then we'll open up the other knee, kind of like we did when we did these. And your tree could be here. It could be like a kickstand, or we could pick up our foot and set it on our shin. We just don't want to put our foot on our knee. And if you're seated, you can do the same position, seated, and then do the arms, or you can just do the seat. So if you're doing standing tree, hands can come to the heart, maybe one hand. Maybe hands grow, and that could also be one hand. Maybe we can come out and do a cactus, opening up our chest. When we're doing tree, Vrikshasana, we stare at something on the floor that's not moving. That's called our drishti, and that helps us. And then we'll bring our hands back together, holding on the chair or not, and then let our foot come on down. Nice. I see lots of good trees variations. And then if we're standing, we'll come on the other side of our chair. If we're seated, we can do our feet the same way, or we can grow our arms. So everybody just do your own tree as you're breathing. First, we'll get strong in our closed leg, then we'll open it up, and we can use our toe like a kickstand. We can lift our foot up to our shin, but we just don't want to be on our knee. Maybe we bring our hands to our heart, maybe one hand's down on our chair. Maybe we grow our tree. Maybe we become a cactus. Cactus can also look like this, right? One arm or the other. Oh, my cactus is in the wind. And you know that if you're struggling with the balance, you're working even harder, so that's really good. Then we'll bring our hands back to our hearts. Take a breath, let our foot come down. Okay, nice. So then we have we have a fun pose to do on our chair. It's called dolphin. I'm not sure if we've done it before, but dolphin, we'll just put our hands down, let our feet step one step back. If we're seated, I'll show you that in 1 second. And then forearms come on down. We can hold our hands, and we can just let our head not really rest on the chair, but just come in between our elbows. So this is dolphin, and we can kind of press back and forward a little bit. Oh, I know we've done this one. Back and forward. So just keep doing that, or just hold dolphin, and if you're seated, dolphin could look like hands on the elbows and stretching forward and back a little bit. So many ways to do dolphin. Back and forth. And then everyone just look at your hands. Take a step toward the chair if you're standing up, and then we'll just press our hands down, look forward, and come on back up. So have you guys seen the moon? It's like a half moon lately, right now. It's a half moon. Well, today we're gonna do crescent. So we're gonna pretend like it's still a crescent moon. So we'll just get close to our chair in case we need a little balance. And you can sit or stand doing this too. And we'll just bring our hands straight up over our head, put our palms together, interlace our fingers, let our index finger come out. It's kind of like this is the church, this is the steeple. And then we're just gonna tip over a little ways, pressing out with our opposite hip, and maybe we can kind of look up the other way. So we're making a little crescent. If we're seated, we're tipping in our chair. Okay. And then we'll come up, and we'll hula our hips, and we'll just tip the other way. Think of ourselves as the moon. And then we'll just come on back up and bring our hand down. Now, the next thing, as everything, we can do seated or not. So let me show you the not first, and then we'll do seated. So it's a wide forward fold, so we've got our feet about as far apart as we can get them, and we'll put our hands down on the chair, and we'll just let our head come down. So that's one version, or seated. Another variation, we'll just put our legs out pretty far, our hands on our knees, and we'll just lean forward. So different ways to do this forward fold. And then wherever we are, every time we're forward folding, we're engaging our core, and that's really going to protect our lower back. Then wherever we are, we're going to go into surfer. So we'll just bend one knee and let the other toe come up, if that feels okay. So it looks kind of like this. Yes, yes. So you could be sitting or standing and doing it. And then just shift your weight on the chair to the other side, then the other knee, let the other toe come up. And if you want to really surf, you can stretch your arms out like a surfer. And you don't have to. And then we'll just come on back to that forward fold where our hands are down, wherever we are. And then slowly we'll curl ourselves up, and we'll just bring our feet back together. Okay, nice. Okay, one more seated or standing pose. So if we're seated, if we're standing, it's a squat. So we'll bring our heels close together, we'll put our hands on our knees, and we'll just kind of squat down, not really like a plie with our back straight, but we're just gonna kind of lean forward, sticking our bum way out. So we can do the same thing in the chair, bending our knees and leaning forward. So this is so good for us to squat and breathe, looking forward. And then wherever we are, chair or standing, we're just gonna look gently over the other shoulder. And if you need to hold onto your chair, that's great. That's what it's for. Okay, and then carefully looking forward, we're just gonna press on up, and we're all gonna sit down. So when we get back to the chair, let's take a drink. Just taking your time. And now that we're at the fun part of yoga where we're just sitting in our chair, let's sing happy birthday, because why wouldn't we? So probably you'll only hear me booming in the microphone, but that's okay. So, all right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mike and Ronis, who's really today. Happy birthday to you. Yay, nice. Okay, thanks, that was fun. Okay, you guys be sure and tell me when it's close to birthday time, because you know I won't keep track of it. I've got that gene of my mom. I can't tell. Okay, so now we're just gonna work our way kind of up the body again. So we're gonna stretch our feet straight out, holding onto the sides of our chair for safety. We'll just point our toes away from us, and then back, and away, and back. Away, and back. Okay, we're sitting up really tall. This could be like slide pose where we could slide something down us, kind of pressing back with our shoulders. That's a little extra stretch. Okay, now we're going to bring our feet closer to us and lift our heels up and down. We want to be fancy. We could turn our heels out and in while we're up on our toes. That feels okay. Very fancy in here. Okay, then we're just going to scoot back and we'll pick up one foot, does not matter, left or right, and we'll make a circle with our ankle. I love these feel so good. And then go the other way. And when you're doing this, your knee could be bent or straight, does not matter, all about the ankle. And then we'll put that foot down, lift up the other one, circle. Other way. And then we'll just hold the sides of our chair again. And this is something we could do a couple different ways. We can just stretch up our foot one at a time. Let's think of ourselves as swimmers, just doing a little kick. Or we could really kick our feet back and forth like a flutter kick, sitting up tall. Go a little faster, one at a time is great. Even holding up both feet for a couple breaths is fine too. Just decide, just remember that we're sitting up tall and our core is really tight. And just do whatever variations of kicking. And then, okay. Back to the edge of the seat, feet on the floor, and we're just going to pick up our right foot, cross it over the left. So we're sitting up tall, holding our ankle. Maybe we're pressing the knee away from us. And then if you feel like this feels good, but maybe it could feel better, you could lean forward a little bit, keeping the back long. And that really lets me feel that in this hip. But that might be too much sensation. And if so, be sure and back off. Uncomfortable is good, pain, not good. Right. Okay, then we'll come on back, bring that foot down. And Rana, you reminded me that you can always cross an ankle too. It does not have to be clear up here. Okay, good to know. So then we can hold the ankle, we can press this away. If we like this, we can lean forward a little more. Or if it's way too much, we can have our feet crossed at the ankle and just press a little bit that way. So always good to pay attention to your own body. You know you, and you know what's right and what should be happening. Let's take one more breath wherever we are. And then we'll let this foot come down, scoot back maybe an inch, and now we'll twist one more time. So first we'll look to the right, just taking our time. Our torso, this middle part of our body, is the one that's doing the twisting work, not our neck. And then coming on back, twisting the other way. And then scooting back in the chair, we'll lift our arms up over our head, taking a breath. And exhale back down, remembering our long, slow breathing. Inhale and exhale. One more time. And now we'll just let our shoulders do a little dance. We'll bring one shoulder up to the ear, and then the other shoulder up to the ear. My shoulders always want to go up to my ears. They want to live my life like this. So they love this pose. Not so much when I make them go back down. And then we'll just row like we're rowing a boat, our shoulders a little bit forward. Or I don't really know how to row, maybe rowing is backwards, so let's go backwards too. This feels like it might be more rowing, huh? Okay. And then just a gentle little tip with our ear to one shoulder, and then the other. One more time. And now we'll bring our chin to our chest. And then just lift our head. Maybe gaze up a little bit. Chin to the chest. Gazing up. And now is the time to find your Shavasana. Make sure feet are flat on the floor. Hands could be palm up or palm down. Whatever feels good to you today. Shoulders relaxed, sitting against the back of the chair. Our chin is level. And we could close our eyes, but we don't have to. And we'll just breathe. We don't have to think about our breath. We don't have to think about anything. Thoughts will come and we'll just let them go. Remember, you know you. That chant is about listening to what's inside you. Another way of saying you know you. Sometimes Shavasana is the hardest part of class, to sit still and enjoy the stillness. That can be really hard. We'll just take a few more breaths together. You can stay and breathe as long as you like, but if you feel ready, you could let your eyes gently open. Let's take a breath in through the nose and then out through the mouth. And one more. Then we'll close our mouth. We can wiggle our fingers and toes. Just take a few breaths wherever we are. If we'd like to, we can bring our hands to our hearts, bow our heads, and just take a few breaths of gratitude. Let's just think what we're thankful for. I'm thankful for all of you practicing with me today. Namaste. Thank you.